Hey, I'm Olivia,
And hey, I'm Dad.
and you're listening to Soarin Around WDW. Welcome back, flight crew. We are here today to discuss our trip that we just got back from to Walt Disney World, and I am joined today by my husband, Maddie.
Wait, Walt Disney World or Walt Disneyland?
Walt Disney World. Don't even joke with the people like that. They might think you're serious.
Well,
You're
we've been to both recently.
No, we're talking about our Disney World trip, and it's not called Walt Disneyland. It's just called Disneyland.
Whatever, dude.
Okay, so welcome back, Maddie.
Thanks for having me.
It's so funny. I was editing our vlogs from Disneyland, Walt Disneyland, as Maddie likes to call it, and you look
That's what I thought it was called.
Okay, no, you did not.
Yes,
Anyways.
I did.
Okay.
Why is it called Walt Disney World and then just Disneyland? I don't understand that.
That's a great question, but it's what it's called. I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, you look so angry in all of the vlogs on Valentine's Day, but I don't know why. I know you were tired.
What day was that? Was that Saturday?
Yeah.
It was also really cold that day.
No, it was cold on Sunday.
Oh. Yeah, I was probably just tired.
Yeah. You always look mad.
I was tired.
You really do love going to the parks with me.
I do.
Yeah.
But
We had a great trip.
It was a long day. And there was a lot of people there that day.
There was a lot of people there that day. That's the day, DCA day, that it was like so crowded.
Yeah, it was ridiculous how many people were there.
I know. And we did not really get into that trip because you ended up getting like really sick when we came back. So you're supposed to come on and record with me after that trip, and you literally had no voice.
Yeah, couldn't talk for a while.
Yeah, could not talk for a while. Okay, so yes, let's focus on our Disney World trip since I already have told all these lovely listeners about our Disneyland trip. But we just got back from a 4-night stay at the Art of Animation Hotel at Walt Disney World. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on everything. Last week, Dad and I got into our Hollywood Studios day, so we'll kind of focus on the things Dad and I did not talk about. But I wanted to start real quick with our packing. So we did end up bringing 4 carry-ons, 4 backpacks, and they were still packed pretty full. Like, actually, when I was packing for this trip, I was like, how in the world did we do that for California last summer just in 4 carry-ons and 4 backpacks? Because this trip was only 4 days and it was busting at the seams, and last summer was 2 weeks, but we did fit everything. I do think I maybe overpacked extra outfits a little bit, and then I think you had like 3 sweatshirts and I didn't realize that we had that many, and so there were maybe a few things we could have eliminated, but for the most part the weather while we were there was hot.
Fantastic. It was
Good. Well, I guess it wasn't as hot as like summer Florida, obviously.
It felt great coming from North Carolina.
Well, yeah, because the week prior we had cold weather here.
It was like 30 degrees. It was horrible.
It was like 40 and raining.
Yeah, it was gross.
So it was like not snowing, thank God, not icy, but just cold.
Yeah, the 80 whatever degrees it was just felt fantastic.
Yeah.
So I know most people are not like, getting super excited about 85 degrees and 80% humidity, but it felt absolutely great.
Well, and we got really lucky because it did not rain at all our whole trip until we were leaving that night. It was supposed to rain our Disney Springs night, but it didn't.
Okay.
And so anyways, yeah. So it did not rain at all. So our travel day, we basically flew from RDU to MCO. Our flight was at like 6 o'clock at night or so. We landed a little before 8, and our car service, or I guess like, was it at 6 or 5?
Have you ever wondered why it's called MCO?
Instead of like just Orlando, like ORL or something.
Yeah, like why? What does the MCO stand for?
I don't know. Let me Google it.
I've never understood what that abbreviation stands for.
Okay.
That's what?
No, that's like
not
hold
it.
on. Let me look. I mean, this thing said like a healthcare thing. Oh, McCoy Air Force Base, which is the former name of the facility that is now Orlando International Airport.
There's your fun fact for the day.
Okay.
Never knew that was an Air Force base.
I didn't either, and we grew up in Florida, so very interesting. Yeah. It says the MCO stands for McCoy.
Interesting. Yeah, I would have never known that.
Okay, fact of the day.
Yeah.
We're all learning here together today. So we flew down. So what did you think about the car service that we used?
It was really good actually. I don't know how much we paid for it.
It wasn't terrible. Remember I told you like compared to like an Uber that we would have needed to fit all of our stuff in us, I think it was like $30 more than what that would have been.
Per person or total?
No, total.
Total, yeah.
No, it was only like 120, 130 each way. And then regular Uber for everything we would have needed would have been like 80, 90.
Yeah, I definitely would have paid the extra money
to do this service.
Yeah.
So explain why.
I don't know. It just...
That's a great explanation.
I don't know. It just seemed like it was much more professional.
Well, yeah. Much more convenient. They just were waiting for us right when we came out with our... I felt so fancy. It was like the Franick family.
There was like a guy at the airport holding up the sign with, with your name on it, right?
It feels bougie.
McAllister?
No. We do feel like the McAllisters.
No, I don't know. I just I don't have a great reason why. It just overall just was a better experience. You know, it was like, I guess if I had to compare it to parks, right? I'd say this was kind of like Disney versus our Busch Gardens experience we had a few years ago.
That's a good comparison.
Just not going to Busch Gardens again.
Busch Gardens is the Uber?
Yeah. Yeah. Not going.
Okay, I like that comparison. It also was worth the money to me to not have to drag our car seats through the airport.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was,
And they had two car seats ready for the girls. They had Eiley in a regular, like, harness car seat, which is what she still uses for us. Even though she's 7, we still have her in, like, a full car seat, not just a booster. So I appreciated that because I thought they might scoff at that request, but they had it ready. Yeah. And they said they had a booster if she wanted to change out, if she was like, no, I'm not sitting in that. But no, Eiley didn't know the difference. So
they're accommodating to our girls wanting to listen to Disney music.
Yes. They asked what kind of music they wanted to listen to.
It just was a very professional experience.
Yes. And they were like, please let me lift the stroller. Please let me lift your bags. Like they wouldn't let us do anything, which was really nice.
Yeah. I mean, I would hands down pay the
money,
a little bit extra money to do it again for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, usually we're like renting a car and also going to Bradenton to see family or like staying off property, so like that wouldn't work for those situations, but for this situation it was great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like I've always enjoyed renting a car and like having our own personal car, but
we didn't need it, right?
This was so much better not having to like take the car back and have that other stressor and all that jazz, you know.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
We'll get more into that when we talk about the Disney bubble and the resort and stuff. But yeah, okay. I'm glad to hear that. So we checked in on the app, and I thought that was also very convenient. We did not have to stop at the desk. We literally just went right to our room, used our phone to get in. Everything worked seamlessly. Our magic bands, or Maddie doesn't have one, but Eiley and we already had linked in the app ahead of time. And so that worked right away. So that was also very easy, not having to go in and like stop at the desk and get room keys and all that stuff, especially because it was like bedtime for the girls. So we just went right to the room. We got there. We called down to room services and said, hey, we're here. Are y'all able to bring the bed bumpers? Can you bring 3? They brought 3. And the reason we did 3 was because we had the girls sharing a bed. So we did 1 on each side of their bed and 1 down the middle. So they just kind of shared that space. And I think they did really good sharing a bed.
Yeah, they did really good.
I was shocked. I mean, I think they were just exhausted this trip. Like in general, like we were so busy the whole time that they didn't have 2 seconds to think otherwise about sleeping together. And like at home, I don't think it would work. We've tried before and they don't do well sharing a room. But I thought it worked really good. So give me your opinion of the resort, and let's start with our room. What were your thoughts about the room?
I think for the 4 of us, it was a little too small. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was a little too crowded. I'm used to, being in a hotel where there's maybe not so much like an extra room, but I'd say like a little bit like space in between, like where the bedding is at, and then like where you're like quote unquote living area.
There's like a chair, TV, and like a desk or something.
Like I'm trying to think of like I think the last hotel I was at with all of us was on our way back from Michigan. And there was that room where it was like, we had the 2 beds, but we had this, fairly large space. And I know like going to Disney, you're not going to get that, but I was anticipating there to be, a little bit more space. It seemed like kind of the combination, and maybe it was a product of also like how much luggage we had too, that
And the stroller in the room.
that just further added to things just feeling like super crammed. But that was a little too tight for me.
Okay, I agree. I walked in and Eiley and I had stayed at Pop last summer, and we had just a single Bob stroller that we rented through Kingdom Strollers, and it was tight then with just the two of us, and then my mom came for one day. But this with all four of us and the double stroller and our luggage, and I do like we slid some of the luggage under the bed. We could have done that on the other side too if we needed to, but it did feel pretty tight, and it was like, ooh, okay, this room is a little small.
Yeah.
So I agree. I mean, it worked. But it would have worked better if we weren't in the room as much as we ended up being in the room, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
So, but I do, it's like if you're just going there to sleep and then go to the park the next day, like whatever. But if you're going to spend any kind of time in the room, it was definitely tight.
Yeah.
What did you think about like the theming of the actual resort and like the grounds and stuff that you saw?
I mean, I guess I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I think in general, I'm probably a little bit more biased towards Pixar related movies. So again, I'm not a huge like
Little Mermaid
fan.
But the girls are.
Yeah, I guess like the girls enjoyed it. So there was that. But yeah, no, overall, I thought it was. I mean, I feel like in general, right? Like Disney is well kept. It's clean. It's done very, very professionally. So
we had no issues with like the cleanliness or like everything was very clean and well kept.
Yeah, I feel like overall it was very well done, and I think safety too. Like I just felt going out at night and walking to get food or something, or walking to go to the park. One night I had to get Eiley. You feel safe when you're walking around.
It's like in the bubble, a little different than Anaheim.
Yeah, definitely a lot different experience in Anaheim for sure.
I mean, we didn't have any trouble at Anaheim this trip. Last trip, we had a couple incidents where we were like, don't feel super safe.
There was the one incident where you were coming back the one night.
Yeah, by myself at 2 in the morning.
Like 2 in the morning. You're like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's the difference between Disneyland and Disney World, is just that bubble aspect. Like you are on Disney property, in Disney property, and that's a big difference.
Yeah,
I don't know that I feel safe walking around downtown Orlando. So it's like definitely a different vibe
for sure
on property for Disney World. Okay, so what about the food that you had at the resort?
Let's see. So the first night I got in, I think it was like one of those experiences where you're just so hungry that like anything tastes good. So I ended up getting, actually I initially was going to Uber Eats, DoorDash, and I didn't even know we had food on property, which was great. So I ended up going down to the dining hall and got like some uncle and beef dish. And it was surprisingly pretty decent. Got a side of these green beans, trying to eat a little healthy, and they were absolutely trash. But the main dish was pretty good. So I had that the first night.
And then what about the other night you ate down there, our EPCOT night? You ended up going down there to get food.
Yeah, I got a salad, which was actually fairly. It was like a Greek theme.
Was it pre-made?
No.
Okay.
It was. They kind of made it right there. I got that, and I was in a
beef mood.
I was in a pretzel mood this trip.
Oh yes, you were. That's right.
I got a pretzel that night as part of my dinner, and then
you had one in Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios. I was actually kind of getting nauseous that day, and I just needed something to eat.
We'll get into that too, but
it was good. But yeah, I had that night. Both nights. They were fairly decent food, right? Like
not crazy overpriced.
Yeah, I don't think they were like, insanely crazy. So I feel like both nights that I ate on property, they got the job done, right? Like they're not like a 5-star meal, but they were good enough.
Okay. As good as Uber Eats probably would have been. Or like DoorDash.
Depending upon where you're getting food from.
Okay.
I wanted food from Chipotle.
Ugh.
I think Chipotle would have been better.
Ew.
But
I'm not a Chipotle fan.
Then there's all that, how much you have to pay. I mean, it probably ended up being probably pretty much the same. It would have been similar.
Yeah.
Probably would have had to wait like an hour and a half or something for food to come to the hotel.
Yeah. So another factor into this trip is that Maddie started off not feeling good, like when we got back from California, which was about 2-ish weeks before we left for Disney World. And you didn't feel much better by the time we left for Disney World. If anything, you were starting to feel a little worse, and you weren't feverish. You weren't like, it's just like you weren't improving. So that definitely factored into this trip. So the first day we woke up and the girls, of course, were like ready to go. So I said, all right, you stay here, chill, sleep, rest, and I'm going to take them. We went and explored the resort. We looked at all the different statues kind of in the different sections, or, whatever you want to call them, the character displays in all the different sections around the resort, and checked out the pools. We didn't go to the pool, but just like saw which ones, let the girls kind of pick what they wanted to do later, let them run around. And then we just like rode the Skyliner for fun. Then we came back and got Maddie and left the stroller in the room and headed over to the Riviera for our breakfast at the Topolino's Terrace. And that was our first like character and only character dining of the trip. So that, in my opinion, I talked about this a little bit on the Where I Long to Be podcast, which I was a guest star on, talking about our trip. So I don't want to get too much into my opinion. It was good. I think it was one of those things that I was like, all right, we did it. I don't really feel like I have to go back there necessarily. I've heard that dinner for adults, like it's not character dining. It's just like really nice, good food. It's like a good date night spot, but not necessarily like super kid-friendly menu. But what was your opinion about Topolino's?
Don't get what did I get?
Smoked salmon avocado toast.
Smoked salmon avocado toast. Don't get that.
Why?
It was bad.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't the best.
It was bad. The last time I had avocado toast for breakfast, maybe I was just spoiled, but I had it at First Watch, and it was fantastic.
So did the price factor into your opinion of the taste?
No.
Oh, you just didn't like it? You ate the whole thing.
I think I was just I don't like to waste food, especially when you're paying that kind of money for food. So it just wasn't good, man. I'm trying to think like what I was debating else between. I think I was debating between was there like a steak? There was a steak and eggs, and I told you that's what everybody said you should get, and you should get that, and you're like, no, I'm gonna get the avocado toast. I was like, the description sounded right up my alleyway.
Yeah,
true. And then I tried it, and it was not good. So
well, I got the French toast, and there was like a lavender infused syrup. That was good. I liked my food. The kids got waffle Mickey Dippers, bacon. They liked it fine. It wasn't like the most amazing thing, but it wasn't like gross. They ate it. So yeah, I think it was, for me, the French toast was delicious. It was a good portion. It is pricey, but it's a character meal, so it's not an all-you-can-eat family style or buffet like some of the other character breakfasts are. But them and their outfits was really cute. Minnie was very interactive with us. She was probably the best, and I think you said after she came over, like, oh, I wish everybody would have been like that, because she really spent time with the kids and had them dance and did pictures with them and then did pictures with us. And like, she kind of pointed to the waitress to be like, come take their picture with all four of us, because everybody else, it was kind of like we were snapping pictures of the kids or you were taking pictures of me and the kids. Like, I do wish they had somebody walking around with them able to take photos of everybody.
That part wasn't done well.
Yeah. And the other thing that I said on Where I Long to Be is just that the space when you walk in, there's just not a lot of seating, and there were a lot of people waiting.
Yeah.
So it got pretty crowded pretty quick, and we were there at 10:55, so kind of like the midway point of the breakfast options. What did you think of the Riviera Resort?
I mean, it was really nice. I think, like, again, how much that place cost relative to how much our place was at. I'm probably not paying that difference to stay there.
Yeah.
But if someone's giving me a free night, I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Yeah, it was very nice. I was like, loved the mosaic portraits of Peter Pan and Tangled. Thought those were pretty. We took some pictures there, and we did stop by the quick service so I could get the banana bread, which was delicious downstairs. On the way out, I just kept that for another morning to have. So yeah, that was our experience that morning. Then we went back, and you Ubered to get some meds from CVS, and I took the kids to the pool, which was great. They ended up choosing the Little Mermaid pool. There was almost nobody in that pool, so they had that thing to themselves. Disney provides life jackets, which is fantastic. And when we've stayed at other resorts, they don't, and so I have to bring their puddle jumpers with us, or like if we stay at an Airbnb. So that was a nice thing to not have to pack. Eiley can pretty much swim on her own, especially if she's where she can touch. But since I wasn't physically in the water with them because I just didn't want to be, I was just kind of sitting at the edge of the pool reading a book. I didn't feel comfortable with them not having life jackets on. So that was nice. But we, swam for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then showered and took some baths and laid down for a nap. Then we headed over to Disney Springs. And this night we ate at Homecomin. What did you think of Homecomin?
Again, it was okay. Out of 10, probably would have said 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was like an 8. It was really good.
Yeah, I think again it was one of those things where I was trying to eat something that I thought that was more. I wasn't in the mood to like. I was.
We still weren't feeling 100%.
I was in the mood to eat more like clean kind of food. So I ended up getting like a grilled chicken breast meal. And then I had like green beans, and I think the thing that kind of I guess messed up mine was I was really looking forward to this. They had a sweet potato mash, and when I've had sweet potato mash in the past, it was good. This was more like a candied sweet potato mash.
Sweet, and you said.
I just that was not what I was looking for. And I feel like overall, like I probably wouldn't go back there again.
Really?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go back.
Oh, I thought you said you would.
Yeah, I think there were options that I was walking by. Like, I think there was like an Asian restaurant right next to where we were staying at. And I was like, I'd probably try that before I would try the.
Yeah, I've been to that Asian restaurant.
I'm also not like a huge like Southern cooking
you
food.
like clean, like you said. So that's like grease.
Yeah, so it didn't necessarily bode well, but like maybe if I would have tried the pot roast that you would have tried, I would have had a better experience. So
the pot roast was amazing. I told you to try some.
Yeah,
but you just like again weren't feeling 100%.
I wasn't feeling great that day.
Yeah, I loved the pot roast. I definitely would eat there again. It was a lot of food and it was a little more pricey. Like the pot roast meal was $42, which is a lot for just like a sit down dinner, but it was a lot of food. You definitely could have split it between 2 people. It came with a biscuit, mashed potatoes, carrots, and green beans. Or I think I subbed the green beans for something else. Like I got the green beans instead of whatever it came with.
Those were pretty decent.
The green beans were good. Better than your other beans the other night, you said.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
And then the kids got like some mac and cheese kids meal. So I liked it. The thing I didn't like about that restaurant is they sat us outside, which was fine, but the chairs were like way too big for the kids. And they were like awkwardly sitting in these like outdoor
huge
patio
beach
chairs. Yeah, it like fit the vibe, but it definitely was like awkward to sit in them and eat. Like you had to like sit forward.
Yeah, it wasn't super comfortable.
So I didn't love that, but I liked the theming. I liked the food a lot. I definitely would go back. But there are so many other places to try in Disney Springs that I feel like we need to try other places next time.
I would have tried somewhere else.
So we'll have to try somewhere else next time we go back. Then we went over to Summer House on the lake and got cookies, which you never ended up trying any of them, but they were good. We got a Snickerdoodle, a Pinky, and an M&M, and the Pinky was the winner between the girls and I. We headed over to World of Disney. The girls did some shopping, and we looked for magic bands for Maddie and Blake, but didn't really see any that they loved. So we ended up not getting the magic bands this trip. And then we headed back to the resort because at this point, Maddie was like, there's way too many people here, and you were getting a little claustrophobic. It was very packed.
Yeah.
Very packed. So we went back on the bus. How did you feel like it was taking the bus as transportation this trip? Because that was like, you haven't taken the bus at the parks. Have you ever taken the bus?
Kind of reminded me of Boston.
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't. Well, sometimes it was like that crowded.
How crowded it was on the bus.
Sometimes they pack you in.
I feel like they need to improve the driving a little bit.
Really?
Kind of fell over a couple times in there.
Okay. Well, that's why they say stand still and hold on. It's like similar to a city bus.
It was.
They do go fast.
Anyhow, experience-wise, not bad.
Convenient to not have to get in your car, park, drive, da-da-da-da.
Much rather prefer the Skyliner.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about
that. That's
very nice.
Yeah, I like having my own space. I don't like being super crowded with other people. That's just not my thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, our Animal Kingdom day, we weren't packed in as tight on the bus. I think it just depends on what part of the day you're at, how full the bus gets packed.
I will say there was some comedy on the bus that night. I think was that the night when the mom was yelling at her kid.
Was the kid licking the pole?
Something like that. Yeah. No, it was licking the pole. I think it was like eating something.
No.
I forgot, like off the ground or something. I forgot what it was, but I was just like, it's exactly something I'd be saying
to Blake if she was doing that.
Sorry,
or whoever.
So I was very much relatable.
Okay, I don't remember that. That's funny. So then we, went back, got some sleep, and the next morning we were going to rope drop Hollywood Studios. I went into this details about this day with my dad on his episode, but you ended up joining us around noon that day. You slept for a while. You were still sleeping when I got up, so I'm like, I'm going to let him sleep.
Yeah, I slept till like noon.
Yeah, 11 or something.
11 or something, yeah.
Which was good. You needed to rest, and you were definitely starting to feel better at that point, so that was helpful once you got up and got moving. But you came over to the parks and took the Skyliner by yourself, made it over there, which I was kind of like, hopefully he knows where to go, because it's different than the other Skyliner we took. Like, you have to get off and go to a different section. There's obviously signs, but yeah, so you navigated over there. What was your favorite part of this day and some highlights for you at Hollywood Studios? Is this your favorite park? It's my favorite park.
Probably. I guess, like, yeah, like, when you think about all the cumulative rides, probably is my favorite.
Okay.
Highlight? I don't know if there was, like, really a highlight, per se.
What were the rides you enjoyed the most?
I mean, I guess I hadn't been on Star Wars. That was, like, only my second or third time going on Star Wars.
Rise of the Resistance. That's probably only your second time.
Yeah. So, I mean, all the other ones, they're okay. I think, part of me was a little jaded because we had just been to California Adventures, like, 2 weeks prior. So, like, I was basically just on those same rides. So, like.
But you did say when we went on Tower of Terror that you preferred that version over the Guardians, which really surprised me.
I think the theming is better.
Okay.
That ride.
My favorite ride.
Yeah.
What about Slinky Dog?
I mean, it's okay. It's a fun. I feel like for some reason it felt shorter this time.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's a good length coaster, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt shorter this time.
Okay. And what did you think of Sci-Fi this time around? Because we haven't been in like 15 years.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think they need to update their movies.
Okay, yeah. My dad said, he's like, maybe the highlight reel needs to be updated.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the food?
It was decent. I will say I've had, again, like, I don't know, in the park because I just was getting over and not feeling well. But I've eaten at what's the thing next door? The Common.
Oh, you like the ABC commissary food a lot.
Yeah, I like that food. So in comparison to Sci-Fi, I would have chosen to eat at the other place because there were just things there that I was like, ooh, those sound really good. But
specifically the tacos.
But I've also had they've had some sort of salad thing there in the past, and it's been really good too.
And that's what you got at Sci-Fi, was like a citrus salad.
Yeah, I didn't. When I've had a citrus salad in the past, I'm used to having mandarin oranges, and this had like real oranges.
Oh, it did?
Not, and you could feel like the
seeds,
strings on the oranges, and it just. Ugh. Yeah, that part kind of threw me. I took because you can't see anything, right? Like when you're in there, and I took a bite, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, that's that's not what I was expecting." But overall, it was. I think it was probably pretty comparable to the Homecomin place, probably about 6.5 as well.
Okay, I like the atmosphere in there. I think it's fun.
The atmosphere is cool.
Yeah, the kids really enjoyed it. They have never been there, and so that was like really fun for them.
Yeah.
But okay, good. So we won't go over too much more at Hollywood Studios because I talked about that with Dad. But we went to EPCOT the next day. So since Eiley got sick the night before, if you missed the episode with Dad, Eiley unfortunately left early with Maddie. He had to come back and get her from Hollywood Studios. He had left after dinner. We were going to stay, and she just did not feel good. And so he came back and got her. I stayed with Blake. She unfortunately got sick that night and threw up. And so she just once, I think it was just too much sun, too much food, too much sugar, way too much sugar. So she did fine that night, slept. I ended up sleeping with her. Blake slept with you, and she actually still did pretty good sleeping with you.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I was surprised.
I think so. We had
the bumper.
In between us, so she didn't kick me. Although she still found a way to kick me.
She ended up with like her feet up by her head.
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck, man?
These kids. So we ended up letting you and Eiley kind of stay longer at the place. The next morning, my mom came up, brought some food for Eiley. We did not rope drop, and she and I took Blake over. We still got over to the park by like 9, and we did Remy's as our quote unquote rope drop. I mean, it wasn't rope drop at that point anymore, obviously, but we really only waited like 30 minutes, which is pretty darn good for that ride not rope dropping. And then we went and met some characters. We met Belle, which was great, in her traditional outfit, her blue dress. And then we went and met Snow White, which Blake, for whatever reason, has been very into Snow White recently. Like, she has watched that movie many times in the last few weeks. I don't know why, but she loved it. And then we met Mulan. By the time we got to Mulan, my sister-in-law was there with her baby, who is 6 months old. And this is my brother Regan's wife. And so she came, he was working, but we all decided to go over to Mexico and ride 3 cabs. And I got my favorite of all time, margarita, frozen margarita from Mexico. It was so good. It's the perfect size, not too big. And Mom and Steph got nachos and just kind of hung out, let the kids, sit, and Everly ate. And then we went on. And by that point, I feel like you guys came over.
Came around noon.
Yeah, like it was like a time where you guys had come over, and we went ahead and went on Guardians right away, right?
I think so, yeah.
And we had lightning lanes lined up for Soarin', Spaceship Earth, Guardians, and Frozen. And we were already pretty late for our Guardians. We were like 3 hours late. So we went there and they were like, no problem. We had single pass. So I rode first with Steph while you got some food at Connections. And then Eiley, unfortunately, was not feeling good enough to go, and this is like one of her favorite rides, so that was a big bummer. But then after Steph and I went, we got Iran, and we got stuck on the rides, the part where you're like, we're gonna go back. We just sat there for like 5 minutes, and Steph started freaking out, and I was like, it's okay, we're gonna be fine. And then all of a sudden it just like launched us. So then you and I went, and we got through the queue a little bit faster than she and I did. I think we got Conga. So what, have you had that song before? Do you remember?
Not that I know of.
Okay. I feel like you've gotten One Way or Another.
Yeah, that one's the best one.
I do like One Way or Another. That's the best one. We haven't had September though.
No, One Way or Another would be better.
One Way. Okay. We did that. That ride's great as always. Then we did Spaceship Earth, where we also got stuck for about 20 minutes.
15 minutes or so.
Yeah, like on the part where you're going backwards at the end, coming down the ramp to get out. And that was quite the experience.
Not a great place to get stuck.
Yeah, it's not the best place to get stuck, but at least it's dark and it's air conditioned.
Yeah.
So could be worse.
Could be worse.
And then after that, we headed over to Soarin', and you and Eiley did that while we took the little ones on Living with the Land. And this is the last time that you'll do Soarin' before it changes to Soarin' Around, or Soarin' over the U.S. No, not over. It's over California, around the world. Now I can't remember what it's going to be for the U.S., but across the U.S. I think it's across the U.S. And Eiley and you both enjoyed that attraction, so that was good. Do you, now that you've been on that and California version back to back, which one do you like better?
The world one.
You do?
So much better.
Why?
Because there's the Schnitzstein Castle.
Oh, your new favorite thing.
Yeah, I'm going there someday. Bavaria.
Bavaria. Wasn't it in Germany?
Yeah, Bavaria, Germany.
That's not a place, is it?
Yes, it is, dude. I looked it up the other day. Look it up. Yeah, Bavaria, Germany.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, look, Schnitzstein or something like that.
Your German is very good. Oh, yeah. The
Neuschwanstein
Castle. It is beautiful. It reminds me of the Plaza Hotel a little bit. Like this part, without the piers or the towers.
You
spires.
can stay there, or is it just an attraction?
I think it's just an attraction. I don't think you can stay there. If you can stay there, we'd never be able to afford to stay there. But it's a historical palace in the Alps of very South Germany.
Look, that's the picture from Soarin' right
Soarin',
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's pretty beautiful.
Who doesn't want to go there?
Okay, start planning your trip to Germany. Here we go.
Shine.
Okay, so we did that. So okay, you like World better. And then we headed over to the Frozen lightning lane.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Okay. And they updated the animatronics. They look so much better. I love that attraction. because of that, but I do love the Maelstrom, the OG attraction, better. And you said, like, I don't understand the hype of this ride, right?
Well, yeah, because like this, like when you're doing a boat ride, like Pirates is the standard, and then everything else is compared to that. And like, I don't know, in my opinion, Frozen sucks. Avatar sucks.
Okay. Slow your roll.
They're bad.
But Pirates you loved.
Yeah, those other rides are trash.
Oh, you mean the Avatar boat ride, Navi River Journey? Yeah, that is trash.
That's what I'm saying.
We're a Navi River Journey haters over here.
Yeah, so both of those rides are just bad compared to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't understand. Pirates is one of the original rides, and these rides have come so much later. Why are they not
as good?
Like, they just seem so much shorter.
Yeah,
and they're just not as animatronics to me are cool, but like, there's not a whole. I feel like the ones in Pirates are like better in my opinion.
Well, and there's just so much more to look at. That's what we were talking about. There's a lot of dead space in the Frozen ride, and so there's so much more to look at. At Pirates, it's much more relaxing. It's definitely longer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think...
They feel like in Pirates, it feels like it's an actual story. I feel like when you go to these other ones, they just seem like Avatar is not even... I don't really know the Avatar movie, but like, it seems like it's just... At least Frozen seems like it's just a super and abbreviated version
of the story,
of the actual movie, and it's like,
well, that's the difference. Is Pirates came first before the movie, so it was like its own story before the movie.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just not a huge fan of it personally.
Okay, and then after that, we went over and got some food in China. You didn't eat anything, I don't think, or you had?
No, that's the night that I went and I got the food back at the
hotel. And I went and grabbed the pretzel bites from Block and Hans in the American Pavilion, and also had another pot sticker and egg roll. Did you try the egg roll? No. You didn't try? Oh my gosh, they were good. The egg roll and the pot sticker, they were very good. I would definitely eat over in China again. That was delicious. And then we went to do Figment because the kids were like, we want to do Figment. And we had a fast pass for it. And we get there, and the fast pass line was like the same as the standby. It was like 5 minutes.
It might have been longer than the standby, actually.
No, it was not. And Maddie was like, the lady looked at us like, why the heck are you using a fast pass for this?
Yeah, she definitely looked at us.
But, and for Eiley, it's like half the fun of the day is like scanning in her lightning lane on her magic band. She thought that was so cool because this is the first trip she used her magic band. She was like, can I scan my magic band? And we were like, yep, this is a fast pass. So we did that, and then we headed back to the resort on the Skyliner. So that was super fun. So tell me your thoughts on the Skyliner. What are your overall thoughts?
Highly recommend.
Very chill.
Although I think
you got stuck. You and Eiley.
It was that day we were coming to EPCOT. We got stuck on it for we got stuck multiple times, but I think like you added on an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah, because you got stuck after you switched too, right?
Yeah, it was bad the day that I don't know what was going on, but besides that experience, overall it was really good.
My biggest thing about that is if you get stuck, it is a little panic inducing, and like there's no bathroom for the kids. So like I can only imagine being stuck, and Blake's like, I have to go potty. Like we would be so screwed.
I don't think it was panic inducing. I was just like, this is just annoying.
Yeah.
That it would like go, and then 30 seconds later it would shut down all over again. And I was just like, what is going on here, man?
Yeah. I don't know if it was the wind. I can't remember if that day was windy or not. The first day we were there was very windy, but we never got stuck. So, okay. So if our resort did not have the Skyliner, would that have knocked the resort down for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the Skyliner is a big win for that resort.
Yes.
Okay. I agree. We got back. Duke pulled out the win, thank God, against UNC.
Oh, yeah.
And Eiley wanted to go swimming, and I was like, absolutely not. You've been like not feeling great all day.
9 o'clock at night, too.
It was late.
9:30.
It was not that late.
It was like 9 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, honey, I need to pack. We've had a long day. You're not feeling 100% yet. Like, let's just bath, go to bed, all that stuff. So did that and got up the next morning. We had not planned to rope drop Animal Kingdom already. If you guys listened to the pre-trip episode, we had decided to not do that. We decided to get there about 9 o'clock, and I feel like we got to sleep in a little bit. We got decision. Up. Yeah, it was a good decision because at Animal Kingdom, like I said in the pre-trip, it's like you don't need all day there right now. You don't need Lightning Lane there right now. You really can just go there and do what you want to do, and it's not that crowded. It got a little crowded like mid-morning, but then it like lightened up so much.
The longest we waited was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, for anything, and that's crazy. So you definitely don't need Lightning Lane there right now. So we got there at 9, went right to the safari. Your mom and Dan were already there to meet us, and then we saw the new Zootopia show. Do you even remember the Bugs Life show?
Kinda. I thought it was over next to Everest, so clearly not, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, you forgot? That's right. We were standing in line. You're like, what's in the tree? I'm like, that's where we're going. And you're like, what?
I was like, I don't remember this at all.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't been to Animal Kingdom that much. So it's obviously the least.
Tell you last time I went there.
Well, when Eiley was a baby and we did Everest 3 times in a row, then Flight of Passage, and I wanted to die.
There you go.
But it was during COVID. So it was different experience for sure. And then when we were pass holders, we went like a couple of times. But it's definitely not our favorite park, or was not our favorite park. And after the Zootopia show, I got the famous ice cream sandwich. That is ice cream sandwich with cookie dough on top. It was very good. It was very big. Definitely plan to share it, but it was delicious. We did the Mickey and Minnie meet and greet, which was very cute in their little outfits. And then we went to the Lion King show, and that was your first time ever seeing that. So what were your thoughts on that show?
Well, I got to be the star in that for the first 3 seconds of the show.
Why?
The spotlight was on us as we were going to sit down.
Yeah,
so,
it was I was like embarrassed, and Matt is like, hey.
If anyone's ever seen...
We talk about this every time we're on the podcast.
If anyone has ever seen Four Christmases, the scene where they're at the church... Yeah, that's how I felt.
And Vince Vaughn was like up on the stage.
I felt like I was the star.
Which is so funny because you are not that person at all. You do not like attention.
I don't, but it was great. I thought I think I was probably
like waving.
I was like, waving to the crowd. it was great. So
that was hilarious. Yeah, we came like right as they were ending. They're like closing the seats for that show, the 12 o'clock show. And so they sat us like there was empty handicap seats. So they sat us like in the front. But what did you think about the actual show?
That was pretty good. I'm also not a Lion King fan.
I know you're not, which is tragic.
I don't like that movie.
How are you a 90s kid and you're not a Lion King fan?
I like other movies. So I'm not a huge Lion King fan. So like if I take the Lion King story out of it, like the overall acting and
the gymnastics, the fire dude.
Like I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
In terms of all the shows I've been to at Disney, besides Indiana.
Indiana.
I guess like the old Indiana, since I didn't go on the new one, or since it's been modified.
Yeah.
That Indiana is probably my favorite.
That's a hot take.
I love the story Indiana Jones, so I think that's really like that. But I'm trying to think of all the other shows I've been to. I feel like Lion King was probably the next best one that I've been to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
And it's been a long time since I've seen it. The kids had never seen it before. We were in the giraffe section, which is great because that's my favorite animal.
Well, I thought I was back in, watching a high school football game again in terms of the bleachers. I'm like, man,
I know.
Like, give me a chair.
I know.
It's like my back is killing me right now.
Yeah, the bleachers.
I don't need this right now, man.
They were definitely tough to sit on. My dad said that like every show we went to at Hollywood, he's like, oh, these bleachers are killing my butt and my legs. So, but yeah, okay, good to know. So then we headed over to Mount Everest, where Eiley conquered going on Everest, which was so good. I was so proud of her. And that's a great ride as always. That one we went standby, and I think we only waited like 20 minutes.
15.
Like it said 35, but we definitely did not wait that.
Definitely wasn't that long, yeah.
So that was great. And then you went on Flight of Passage, which tell them your experience with poor Eiley and her first ride on Flight of Passage.
Yeah, so the goggles or the glasses were too big for her. So I'm having to hold her glasses in one hand, and then I'm having to hold her hand with my other hand. And that ride, I feel like you kind of want to hold on a little bit just for like stability purposes.
It definitely shakes you around.
And I was like, at one point I had to hold her glasses and hold, my front
handlebar,
front handlebar, just to try to keep myself stable. But it reminded me of when we went to Hollywood Studios a couple years ago, and we were doing the what's the Star Wars ride when you drive the
Millennium Falcon.
And we're in there, and Eiley and I were the two drivers. So you have you got the two drivers, the two gunners, and I think like
engineers,
a technician or something like that. And we get in there, And the person on the ride's like, all right, you guys ready to do it? And, either not like, yeah, we get on there. And I starts like freaking out, man.
Really?
She's like, I can't drive this thing. So I'm having to drive. I'm having to go up and down and side to side. I am crashing us everywhere.
That right.
And thank God the two people behind us were like laughing and having a great time. The person in the back was completely pissed off at us.
I feel like that's how it always is. The engineers in the back are always pissed because they get like a terrible job, but that's kind of like my favorite job actually.
They were very mad at us, but it reminded me of that when we got on there of like, oh my God, I'm having to do this all over again.
Yeah.
So overall, again, I feel like I'm a broken record right now, but I'm also not a huge Avatar person.
Yeah.
So,
but the concept is cool.
The ride is very cool. Mm-hmm. I think if it was something different themed, I would really, really like it. I'm trying to think of like what would be a really
Hocus Pocus. No, you're riding the broom.
No, please. I'm trying to think like it would be a cool. That'd be a cool Peter Pan ride.
Oh.
Like if you were like flying as Peter Pan, like flying through
London,
through Netherlands and through London. That'd be kind of cool. But I think it was, like the overall concept is really cool. But I think overall Eiley did really well. I thought she was gonna like kind of freak out a little bit. I think it was gonna be like a little overwhelming for her, but she did really well.
Yeah, that ride vehicle, if she's able to do it, makes me think as soon as she's tall enough for Tron, hopefully she'll be able to do that because it's very similar ride vehicle.
Very, very similar.
Okay, cool. And then while you did that, I got a Night Blossom, which was delicious. I did not get the giant pretzel, but that is high on our list next time. I'd walk back to Pandora just to have that drink and get the giant pretzel next time for sure.
Pretzel theme here. You hear this?
We love pretzels.
4 nights we had pretzels. 4 times we had pretzels.
Pretzel. Yeah, and you really loved the Baseline Tap House pretzel that you got at Hollywood
Studios. I think
Studios.
it actually started when we got off the plane in Orlando, and I was like, hey, you want to get an Auntie Anne's pretzel?
We didn't get it, though.
No, we didn't.
But we do love some Auntie Anne's.
Auntie Anne's.
It's a little greasy sometimes, though.
But so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I prefer the not as greasy ones, but
R.I.P. to malls, but
R.I.P. to malls.
If you're going to a mall, you're
get an Auntie
Anne's.
I know. Every time we go to the mall here, which is very rare, we always go to Auntie Anne's. We're like, have to go to Auntie Anne's.
Have to get an Auntie Anne's.
Only the salt ones.
Yeah.
I mean, the sugar ones are fine.
No, get the salt ones.
The salt. And I like the cheese, which you said you went to Baseline Tap House and you were like, no cheese. And they were like, what?
Yeah, the waitress looked at me like, what's wrong with you?
I know.
She's like, I just want the pretzel, lady. Just give it to me, please.
So then he brought it out to me, and I was like, wait, I wanted the cheese. And you're like, sorry, I didn't get the cheese. I was like, what?
Again, I was feeling nauseous that day. I just needed food. Last thing I want to have is...
You hate cheese.
I hate cheese as it is.
I love cheese.
And then I like, do you want to have cheese? No, I don't want to have cheese.
Especially hot.
Yeah, I know.
Liquid cheese.
God, no.
That sounds so good to me, but you hate it.
Gosh.
Okay, so then we went to Yak and Yeti for like a dinner, a lunch dinner at 3:00. What were your thoughts on that restaurant?
First of all, I didn't know Linner was even a term.
People say that.
So that I just learned that for the first time.
MCO and Linner, there you go. Learning stuff today on Soarin Around WDW.
You
learned today. You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today. What was your original question?
What did you think of Yak and Yeti?
Oh, yeah. No, it was good. I was pleasantly surprised how much food you got.
Yeah, it was large portions.
I would not recommend the wonton soup.
It was alright.
Wasn't very good. I'm used to
traditional,
very good
authentic
wonton soup, and that was not it. So I wouldn't recommend that. I ended up getting like a teriyaki chicken thing, and it was pretty good. I thought I got out all the meals I had. That was probably the best one.
So what'd you rate it?
Probably 7 1/4.
And 1/4, just give it the half.
7 1/3. It was pretty decent. That's actually one of the few times in my life when I've gotten a meal and I've actually not been able to finish it. That was in part because we got on a plane in a few hours and I did not want to have to use the restrooms at
we don't need to share this
airport
with
or the plane.
Okay.
But it was a lot of food.
Would you go back there?
I would go back there.
Okay. There was a lot to try. It was hard to choose because there was so much.
I would go back to Yak and Yeti.
I wouldn't get the green beans there. They're not the same as Hawker's.
Yeah.
They were all right.
Hawker's is the standard, man.
But I got the chicken fried rice, and wonton soup. The wonton soup was okay. The chicken fried rice was very good. And the girls got like the kids' noodles. Those were good too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there was a lot I wanted to try, but
there was a lot I wanted to try too.
Similarly, maybe not on our exit day.
Yeah, if not on exit day. But I definitely would go back.
Yeah. And then we left there and our family left and we decided let's go on safari again. And we had left the restaurant and our brother-in-law said, well, it's 40-minute wait. And we're like, well, whatever. We have to kill time.
Yeah.
We walk over there and it was 10 minutes and we walked on.
Not even like 5
I think
minutes.
the wait, it was listed 10.
Yeah.
But
we walked right on.
We walked right on. It was so great. And there weren't quite as many animals that round as there were in the morning.
No.
But it was still good.
It was still worth a 5-minute wait.
Yeah, and you said, I think this is the least I've ever waited for a Disney ride in my life.
Ever in my life. I've never just walked on.
That's not true.
I've never walked on. Not even like a Dumbo.
Yeah, I'm sure we have at Disneyland. We walked on stuff.
Telling you, haven't. So
we walked on Pirates when we were just there. We walked on Haunted. Well, maybe not.
I'm telling you, I haven't. So.
Okay. Well, and that's a great one to walk on because it's such a good ride. And it's so long.
Such a great ride.
It is awesome. So what were your overall thoughts of Animal Kingdom? Because it's been a long time since we've been there.
Better than what I remembered it being.
Okay. Would you go back?
What's the context of the question?
So
would I do the same thing I just did? Like, would I go to all 3 parks again?
Or would you rather do Magic Kingdom instead?
It's a good question because Magic is just like, I feel like it's like there's so many people that are there. I think it was good because I don't go to those parks as much. Mm-hmm. So I liked that. I will say, the one thing about Animal Kingdom that I think, maybe not Hollywood, but I don't know, maybe Hollywood. I actually really like the general theme of Animal Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Like, just
Not Zoo.
I actually probably like the theme of the general park the best out of all the parks.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I just there's some, again, it's got this Indiana Jones vibe. And
Animal Kingdom has an Indiana Jones vibe.
Yeah,
well,
between Africa, Asia, like it's got this kind of vibe to it.
So would you go again before Indiana Jones opens? Like if we went next year, let's say, and Indiana Jones wasn't open yet at the time?
Probably not.
Okay.
I probably want that. And then I would probably wait till that and Encanto come
We're
on.
open.
And I think once I get those 2 rides, that's going to take that park up.
Yeah.
I think that'll, I don't know. I'm a huge Indiana Jones ride. That's gonna bring it.
That's your favorite ride at Disneyland.
I'm really curious to see what the Encanto ride is.
We love Encanto too.
So I mean,
you were Bruno for Halloween a few years ago.
I mean, trying to think like if I still think Hollywood is still my one.
Me too.
But Animal Kingdom could almost get pushed up to
3,
2, 3.
2.
Yeah,
wow. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it would. It would supersede Epcot because I'm just not like a huge like the world person.
Yeah.
And I'm not like Magic Kingdom is the standard, but like you do it so many times and it's just like.
Oh, I love Magic Kingdom, but Hollywood's my favorite too.
So I still would keep Hollywood, and I think I don't know, man. It's pushing that 2, 3. Once it gets those, depending upon how good Encanto is.
Yeah. And Indiana Jones, I'm really excited about too.
I mean, besides Guardians, I think Mount Everest is probably the second best roller coaster at Disney.
It's so good. Expedition Everest is so good.
It is a great ride. And I forgot how underrated the Safari is, man.
Can you not? It's right in the mic.
Sorry. That is a great ride. That's a fantastic.
Safari is so good. That's my favorite ride at Animal Kingdom.
That is a fantastic ride, man.
So cool. So. And like, where else do you get to experience animals that close?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's an underrated ride in my opinion.
Okay, good. So our flight back unfortunately got pretty delayed, and that ended up being a little bit of a chaos. We left Animal Kingdom, took the bus back to the resort. We bag checked our luggage, which was such an easy process. They held on to it for us. We spent some time where the little TV is near check-in and rearranged our bags. Our driver came and got us. That was also very smooth and easy. Getting back to the airport, ride was great. And got there and our flight had been delayed. And then it got delayed again. And then we got on the plane and we had to sit there and burn gas. And Blake was losing her mind. I was losing my mind.
Yeah, that was bad.
So thank goodness we got home. I mean, we got home around 1 a.m. But our option was kind of between the 6 a.m. flight, like it left at 6 a.m. with the time change and having to leave the resort at 3. There was just like absolutely no way. So like, I still think that was the best option. It just made for a really long night. And then we should have taken off work the next day.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Major regrets.
Or at
but
least half a day.
Yeah, or half a day. Yeah, just so we could like sleep a little longer. But anyways, so we won't be going back for a trip like this anytime soon, which makes me so sad because we have Paris, which will be awesome. Then I have every ride. Then we go for the Halloween party, but plan to stay like at my mom's timeshare since there's not really a benefit for being on property for Mickey's Not So Scary. You don't get early entry for that. And the time is like a set time. And so at Magic Kingdom as well, it's like you can take the bus and get there, like be at the front of the park. But I don't know. I feel like it's, it's not that much of a benefit to stay on property. So I think as of right now, we're not doing another park day for that trip. We'll see as it gets closer. I think that'll just be the Halloween party and like spending time with family and friends that live in Orlando. Then next March is the cruise, and that's just the girls and I. And again, as of right now, no park day for that either. So it's really up in the air. However, if we were going to go back for another trip like this, similar time frame, like number of nights, where would you want to stay?
Is money a thing or
Let's
no?
say money's not an object.
I'm staying at the Riviera.
Really? The Riviera is like your top?
Oh, Riviera, sorry. That place was cool.
And on the Skyliner?
Yeah.
I know. What about the Caribbean Beach Resort?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't even know about
I
it.
looked at it and I was like, I don't want to stay there.
Okay. So, but if you went back, Skyliner would be a priority for you.
That's a priority for me, yes.
Even if it meant staying in a smaller room. If money was an object.
Smaller than what we were already in?
No, like the same size.
Yeah, probably. Sure.
Okay. I know this is so hypothetical.
Yeah, I would stay at the Riviera.
I know. One day. We say this every time we want to do something that's expensive. I'm like, when you're out of school. Maybe someday when you're out of school, when Blake's out of daycare. So, yeah. We'll see.
We're going to Kassel Neuschwanstein.
Yeah, we're going to Germany.
That's where we're
Bavaria.
going. Yeah.
Okay. No, we really want to go to Tokyo. That's the vibe.
Yeah. Either one of those places would be pretty cool.
Okay, well, what else are we going to do in Germany? I know there's other things to do, but like Tokyo has been high on our list for a long time.
Yeah.
Tokyo would be cool. And Alaskan cruise. We have a lot of things we want to do.
I'm not going on a cruise.
know,
I
Maddie
just
does
read
not
about
wanna do-
norovirus on a cruise. I'm not doing that,
Norovirus
dude.
is like always on a cruise.
I'm not going. So.
Okay, I'm going to go on an Alaskan cruise
Then
with
you-
your parents because your mom wants to take the kids.
Then you're not coming back here for a week.
Oh my gosh, are you going to quarantine me?
Yes.
You can quarantine yourself.
Yes.
Okay, but overall, considering all the ways we had to pivot and change and adjust, I feel like it was still a good trip.
Would I do it again? Yes, I would.
Okay. Well, that's good. I was really worried you were about to say, no, I wouldn't. I literally thought you were going to say that.
No, it was a good trip.
Yeah, it was good. And you had a good experience staying on property.
Yes. It was overall between food, parks. If I had to give it out of
Skyliner.
10, out of 10, probably 7.5, 8
Okay.
in experience.
Have you ever had a 10 trip?
Scenery wise, my honeymoon.
Okay, yeah.
That was a 10.
We
out of
went
10.
to our honeymoon. For our honeymoon, we went to Bora Bora. So, yeah, no kidding.
That was a 10 out of 10.
Of course, that was a 10 out of 10.
Well, you asked me what a 10 was.
Okay.
That was a 10 scenery.
Have you ever had a Disney trip that is 10 out of 10?
Disney trip that's a 10 out of 10?
Have we ever had a better Disney trip than this?
Better Disney trip.
I mean, Disneyland was pretty awesome last summer. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't know. This one was pretty decent.
It was great.
It's pretty decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me happy to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to head out of here. We've got some crazy weather coming to Raleigh today while we were recording. It's coming tonight, tornado stuff. So hopefully by the time this comes out, it'll all be done. But hopefully our house is still standing and everything's fine. I'm starting to spiral a little bit about it. But that is all for this week. Stay tuned. Now, every Friday on the YouTube channel, there is a new vlog coming out. So if you are listening to this on YouTube, pop over there on Fridays and see what we have coming out. We are working our way through our Disneyland vlogs right now. Then we'll be getting into these Disney World trip vlogs. And then if you are listening not on YouTube, head over to YouTube. Please hit subscribe, like, share, comment, all the stuff. If you are listening on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please make sure that you are following or subscribing and leaving 5-star reviews wherever you're listening. That would be super helpful. join our Patreon. We're doing some fun March Madness stuff right now. When this episode airs, we'll be kind of in the thick of it, so y'all will already know the theme, so I can say it on here. But the theme this year is Parks of the Past, so it is all attractions or experiences that no longer exist. So I'm very curious to see what the winner will be, if it will be a newer non-existent ride like Muppet Vision 3D, or if it will be something really old that's been gone for a long time like Body Wars or World of Motion or something like that. So it's fun to see what you guys have been voting for. At this point, we'll be getting down into it. But that's it for this week. Thanks for coming back on, Maddie.
Thank you. And as always, go Duke.
Oh, yes. Go Duke. Hopefully they're still in it by the time this comes out.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right. We'll see you next week. Hey, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to give us a follow on Instagram at Soarin Around WDW Pod, where we share fun reels, throwback photos, and dive into weekly polls and debates. If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to follow and hit that 5-star button. If you are over on YouTube, subscribe and leave us a comment as well. If you're listening on Apple, a 5-star rating and a written review would mean the world. You can also now support the show through our Patreon at patreon.com/Soarin Around WDW podcast by becoming a free or paid member and finding exclusive content and bonus episodes and videos there too. Thanks again for joining us. Catch you on the next flight.